My name is Nathaniel Gomez, and it is my honor to welcome parents, family members, teachers, administrators, members of the Board of Education, Academic Districts Commission, and the CEO/Superintendent of Lorain City Schools, Dr. Jeffrey Graham, as well as distinguished guests to the 2021-22 Lorain High National Honor Society induction ceremony. If you will please stand for the playing of the National Anthem by National Honor Society member Sivo Ritchie.
It is with pleasure that I present to you the Lorain High School Building Principal, Mr. Patrick Coleman.
Good evening and welcome. On behalf of our Board of Education, comprised of President Mark Ballard, Vice President Bill Sturgill, Yvonne Johnson, Courtney Nazario, and Tim Williams, along with our board member-elects, Mr. Jay Ferguson and Mrs. Barbie Washington, and on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Jeff Graham, our treasurer, Tia Kearney, and our assistant superintendents, Ross May and Michael Scott, it's my distinct honor to welcome everyone and thank you for attending this evening's celebration. I also want to thank our advisor, Mr. Steve Kaufman, as well as our current NHS members for doing so much to help plan and coordinate this evening's induction ceremony. In terms of congratulations, I want to start by congratulating the families of these amazing young men and women. You have to be extremely proud of all their accomplishments and certainly proud of this honor tonight. Above all, I want to congratulate our soon-to-be newly inducted National Honor Society members. Now that you are Honor Society members, you are the leaders of your class, and you represent the very best of our school. The Honor Society, as many of us know, is built on 4 pillars: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And every one of you are already hitting the mark in each of these areas, and it's for this reason that you're sitting here with us tonight. Now, with this being said, I want to issue each of you a couple of challenges this evening. First of all, as you move forward and no doubt do great things in this world, there are going to be challenging and difficult times in front of you. The last 20 months have definitely taught us that. And during these difficult times, I'm going to challenge you to search and find your inner courage. It will unmistakably take courage to set aside old ideas and challenge assumptions that have been made in scholarship. It is going to take courage for you to commit yourself to a lifetime of political and community service. It will unmistakably take courage to lead by standing up for someone who might be being bullied or mistreated. And it will take courage to have the character to refuse the temptation of peer pressure, especially during those difficult times. Consistently exhibiting scholarship, service, leadership, and character is, again, unmistakably a courage-based endeavor. But one important thing about courage, it's much like a muscle, and it gets a little bit stronger every time you use it, so use it. Secondly, I'm going to challenge each of you to recognize that today is not a finish line of any type. It is a beginning of you living an extraordinary life. So I'm going to leave you with a quote specifically from the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. The shortest and surest way to live with honor in the world is to be in reality what we appear to be. All human virtues increase and strengthen themselves through practice and experience. So as I highlighted earlier, each of you have excelled in the areas of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And starting today, the challenge becomes for you to increase and strengthen yourselves in these areas through practice and through experience. Obviously, you're all well on your way to having a major impact in this world and certainly leaving a legacy that's going to carry on for future generations of Lorain High students. So congratulations to you all on that. Please continue to make your school proud, your teachers proud, your parents and caregivers proud, and most importantly, making yourself proud. Thank you. At this time, it is my distinct honor to call NHS Advisor Mr. Steve Kaufman to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce one of the most outstanding leaders in Lorain City Schools. He's a Social Studies Department chairperson, the voice of the Lorain High Titans, a commissioner for the Academic Distress Commission, and the advisor for the National Honor Society, Mr. Stephen Kaufman.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we celebrate the induction of the Lorain High School Titans into the National Honor Society. The purpose of the National Honor Society at Lorain High School is to create enthusiasm for scholarship, to stimulate a desire to provide service, to promote worthy leadership, and to encourage the development of character in all students. Throughout history, man has recognized and marked for special honor those who excel. In electing individuals to the National Honor Society, the secondary school faculty honors the attainment already made and recognizes the promise of continued excellence in the cherished ideals of this school. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the founding of the National Honor Society in 1921 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The National Council created an official and uniform emblem for the National Honor Society with 4 fundamental principles that you're going to hear a lot about tonight, and they still exist to this day after 100 years. Character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Today, it is estimated that more than 1 million students participate in NHS activities. NHS chapters are found in all 50 states, U.S. territories, Canada, and around the world. Chapter membership not only recognizes students for their accomplishments, but challenges them to develop further through active involvement in school activities and community service. The students of Lorain High School that are members of the National Honor Society are successful due to the efforts and those of the important individuals in their lives, the parents, relatives, friends, teachers, administrators, and staff. These students are scholars, they're artists, they're researchers, athletes, musicians, and creative minds who are among the most excellent in their class, and everyone who has touched their lives should be proud of their induction into the National Honor Society. At this time, I would like to introduce the elected officials for the 2021-22 Lorain High School National Honor Society. And as I introduce each officer, I will present them with a rose. This rose is a symbol of your initiation and membership in the National Honor Society. As I say your name, each officer will please come to the podium. Treasurer, Senior, Emily Wilkerson. Secretary, Senior, Nathaniel Gomez. Vice President Senior Parker Kapranica, unfortunately, is not able to attend tonight as he is feeling ill, and we felt it was best that he stay at home and rest. So we're hoping for a quick recovery for Parker, but we do appreciate him as the Vice President of National Honor Society. And our President, Senior Mia Hilko. It is now my privilege to turn the program over to the President of the National Honor Society, Mia Hilko.
I would now light this center candle to symbolize the NHS flaming torch, as the candle represents the fundamental principles of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. It is my honor to introduce the 2021-22 members of the Lorain High National Honor Society, as the Lorain High Orchestra will play the processional Rigodon by Andre Compra, led by Mr. Timothy Civic. Alana Amador. Catherine Dahl. Melinda LeBoy. Julian Martinez. Fayasara Olatoye. Josiah Zeldin. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now present the new junior inductees of the National Honor Society. Riley Altman. Karen Gallegos. Nakia Herman. Madison Jones. Not in attendance, Mia Torres Ramos. Jocelyn Let Neonchin. Jada Noel McCall. Janasia Nelson Riley. Christian Ruiz. Alicia Soto. Ariadne Unique Maria Stevens. Miguel Wilson. I would like to recognize 2 members of Lorain High National Honor Society who are members of Lorain High Orchestra. Returning senior member Danielle Boyer. New junior member Sivo Ritchie. Returning members, you may be seated. At this time, we will recite the pledge of the National Honor Society for all new members. Inductees, please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will remain and encourage high standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. I now proclaim you duly installed members of the National Honor Society. Inductees, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to introduce National Honor Society Sivo Ritchie and to perform the Lorain High alma mater.
It is my honor to present the speakers for tonight's induction ceremony. We will now hear from a few selected members on the key principles of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Our first speaker is Fayesara Olatoye. Fayesara is a 17-year-old senior who plans on graduating from Lorain High with her Associates of Arts degree and her high school diploma. Although she has acquired many accolades over the years, her best accomplishments are the close relationships that she has built with others. Fayesara is proud to state that this is her second year as a member of the National Honor Society, and although last year's National Honor Society ceremony took place on her birthday and Mr. Kaufman didn't sing the happy birthday song to her, she wants him to know that she forgives him. Fayesara is an ambitious and compassionate student who tends to prioritize others over herself. She wants to see everyone succeed and will not take no for an answer. Similar to her fellow members and new inductees, she has participated in and still currently participates in many extracurricular activities, programs, clubs, and after-school activities throughout her high school experience. Although she could announce many of her achievements and successes, she remains humble and puts forth the majority of her efforts and focus towards accomplishing more. Fayesara will be speaking about leadership.
Hello? Okay. Good evening, everyone. I said good evening, everyone. Okay. Before I commence my speech, I would like to thank my family, especially my mother and my brother, who have been my biggest support system throughout my entire life. I love you all so much. Secondly, I would like to thank all of you who decided to take the time out of your day to celebrate this accomplishment with us. Please, a round of applause for everybody. Thank you. It means so much that you all are here today. To be honest with you guys, I didn't necessarily choose to do this speech. I just walked in the room, and then they were like, oh my God, I think you guys, oh my God, Faye will be so good to do this speech. So I was like, okay, thank you. And then, however, it pleased me to know that the other members felt as though I represented good enough leadership skills and initiative that they believed that I would be a good enough fit for the leadership speech. It was an honor, really, so I would like to thank them all as well. Thank you, guys. You're the best. Thank you. Leadership, let me tell you something, just a tiny secret. See, I was really going to just go ahead and do the same old, give the definition of leadership, talk about it in a monotone, talk about it some more, blah, blah, blah. You guys clap, I go sit down. However, I just woke up and I realized that my speech was just so boring. It didn't relate to me as a person or my personal definition of leadership. Many believe that leadership is the action of leading a group or acquiring the position of a leader, the typical definition. Leadership is so much more. To expand, leadership has a journey of its own as well. For instance, let's take a Rubik's Cube. Very complex, and only those with skillful minds are known to finish one. However, with determination, willingness, positivity, and maybe a dab of luck, anyone could beat a Rubik's Cube puzzle. This relates to leadership because ultimately, every single one of us was presented with the puzzle of entering high school. And as we can see here today, we were all up for the challenge. Yet, once we entered high school, it became about us because we all knew we constantly heard something along these lines. Once you enter high school, your plans for the future begin. Don't fall off track in high school. If you want to graduate with your class, you better keep up with your work. No distractions, etc. However, can any one of you honestly remember a time after you entered high school when you thought about those who didn't come with you? Those who decided, for whatever reason they may have, to grab the Rubik's Cube puzzle and not attempt to solve it? To not take the opportunity to enter high school along with you and let it wither and vanish between their fingertips? Probably not. I relate this to a Rubik's Cube because just like a puzzle, you can turn a Rubik's Cube around, but you can't turn it in any unplanned direction. Having good leadership skills does not always mean taking initiative of others, but it also means taking responsibility for yourself as well. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself into making good decisions first. You cannot lead others if you cannot lead yourself into making good decisions first. There will always be concern. Do not let the concern of who you hang around with or what you wear or who others see you as overshadow who you are. That is leadership. Do not allow others to make the best decisions for you because only you know what is best for yourself. That is leadership. Do not put your hand down when asked who wants a second plate at Thanksgiving dinner because you feel others will look at you and say you're greedy. That's leadership. When you fail, do not be afraid to fall again. That is leadership. Do not let negativity overshadow your positivity. That is leadership. And whatever you do in life, do not give up because that is the best leadership that you can have towards yourself. It is okay to pity yourself. Everyone goes through hardship. Everyone hits rock bottom, but you will always be able to lead yourself through the gap between that rock and a hard place, which you might find yourself stuck between. It is okay. Matter of fact, it is better than okay. Okay, let me be honest with y'all real quick. I really tried hard to stray away from this becoming like a motivational speech or something, but it seems as though I failed. But I failed purposefully. I guess this should be the point where I insert a personal experience that I had and that I use my leadership skills and that demonstrates my point of what a leadership is to me. However, I feel there is no need. I believe that all of you here today will take away something from this speech. It might not be much, it might not be anything at all, but something is just enough. Not everyone is fit to lead others, but everyone is fit to lead. Self-care is not selfishness. Putting yourself first is not always selfish. I know this contradicts my beliefs because I tend to put others before myself. However, you and I, or anyone in this room, is not the same. Yes, I do tend to put others before myself, I admit. But when it truly comes down to the best interest in my success, I have no other choice but to put myself first. It's not selfish. It's being your own leader first, because how can you lead others, but fail at acknowledging the difference between good and bad decisions, or have hardship in deciding what is best for you? You cannot. No, you should not lead others if you cannot lead yourself into making good choices, good decisions, and good solutions. Leadership isn't a characteristic. It's a way of thinking. It's a mindset. My name is Faye Sarah Latoye, and I would like to thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Faye. Next, we have Alana Amador. Despite Alana Amador's busy schedule, she has committed the time, patience, and dedication towards her academics. Throughout all 4 years of high school, Alana has maintained a 3.8 GPA. Not only does Alana focus on her academic excellence, she also commits to a full schedule of 40 hours as a manager at a food establishment. With her hard work, she will be earning her associate's degree from Lorain County Community College by the end of her senior year. And she will continue her academic performance at The Ohio State University, where she plans on majoring in the medical field. Outside of school and work, Alana is known for her frequent visits to Raising Cane's and her extensive shoe collection. Alana will be speaking on the merits of service.
Community service. Oh, sorry guys. Okay. According to the dictionary, service is the action of helping or doing work for someone. As many of us understand this definition of service, I believe that there is so much more behind these actions. Service opens opportunities that allow people to demonstrate growth and compassion by advocating for those who are unable to advocate for themselves. Community service allows people to seek the importance of communicating with peers and understanding the experiences of others. As community service gives us the opportunity to adopt these skills effectively, this demonstrates the impact that these services can ultimately have on an individual. As community service allows us to engage with others throughout our community, we are also able to understand the importance of their experiences. Understanding others' experiences plays an ultimate role in success as it allows us to effectively aid in what an individual may be lacking. Participating in these services allows us to make great experiences for others as well, as we are able to provide for those in need. Something as little as participating in volunteer activities such as food drives and possibly being a role model to someone who truly needs it can make a difference. We, the people of our city, our families and peers, come from a place of economic struggle and home life that is not always ideal. This can be found in our community for those who were never given the guidance to reach their full potential, to those dealing with depression and stressors in life, in a town that can make or break you. However, as someone who is strong in community service,
has the ability to make change, to instill hope, and to provide resources to these individuals. Sometimes all a person needs is some optimism or guide along the way, maybe a push or just a little break to see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Although minor details in our lives seem to be forgotten by many, these subtle gestures may be life-changing experiences. Serving others can make a tremendous difference for you and your community. Obtaining this voluntary trait can help shape a person's purpose and will allow for fulfillment. People should demonstrate these acts of service on an everyday basis. While it may be something as minor as telling your teacher to have a great day as you leave class, or participating in volunteer activities such as being a mentor in your neighborhood, these acts of service have a significant impact on your community. As for those people who partake in these acts of service, I genuinely want to thank you for your kind gestures. Please continue to demonstrate these courteous behaviors as they are ultimately life-changing for many people. Despite the dictionary definition of service, assisting others is more impactful than anything can be put in words on pages. Service transcends the actual meaning more than anyone could ever imagine. We are in times, now more than ever, that one needs to display acts of selflessness, kindness, and love to the people in our communities, our states, and this nation. Please know that as long as others are positively impacted by your words and the actions you are providing, then you truly are a valuable asset to this world. Change does not come easy, but when it does, it starts from within. If we continue to understand and participate in service and challenge others to do the same, then we are on the right track. The saying is, it takes a village to raise a child, and that is true. However, it also takes a village to care about all the members of its community, and that is what service is all about.
Thank you, Alana. Our next speaker is Danielle Boyer. Danielle is a senior who has shown promising academic, athletic, and leadership abilities throughout her time at Lorain High School. Since entering Lorain High, she has maintained her status as valedictorian with a 4.0 unweighted GPA. While she is still considering numerous colleges, Danielle is adamant about pursuing a business degree. Confident in this career choice, she began taking business classes at LCCC last summer. Outside of the classroom, Danielle plays on our school's varsity soccer, bowling, and softball teams. Exemplifying strong leadership, she has served as Key Club president, soccer captain, and flute section leader. Covering fine arts, Danielle has participated in marching band, wind ensemble, concert band, pep band, and orchestra. She has also served on the Principal's Advisory Board, Early College Advisory Board, and District Attorney Teen Ambassador Board. There are numerous clubs and programs Danielle participates in, such as Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Ohio State's Young Scholars Program, and Kent State's Upward Bound. Danielle will be speaking on character.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are having a nice night. My name is Danielle Boyer, and I'm honored to deliver this speech on character. This group of students around me are resilient and admirable. Despite a pandemic, personal obstacles, and the urge to procrastinate, these students have gone above and beyond to exceed all of the expectations we have placed on them. Tonight's ceremony gathers us to recognize and celebrate the dedication and hard work that these scholars have put into their academics. In addition to their academic strength, this group has shown us their ability to persevere and differentiate right from wrong, which emphasizes the true strength of their character. There are many ways to describe character. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines it as one of the attributes or features that makes up and distinguishes an individual. I believe that the most significant attribute regarding character is the moral composition and righteousness. Having the ability to separate right from wrong, to support their beliefs amidst a crowd of opposers is what makes this group unique. Morality goes beyond silent support and belief. It stems into action. Recognizing that there are inequalities, disparities, and injustices in this world is not enough. People with strong character take initiative and advocate for groups who are not being listened to. And unfortunately, Lorain scholars know this all too well. Coming from a diverse city allows each student to recognize differences in their fellow peers, including the disadvantages each demographic group faces. Despite people not looking the same, thinking the same, or having the same opportunities, our scholars treat each other with respect and support one another. Having the ability to communicate and understand people's struggles, help them overcome said struggles, and advocate for causes that may not benefit you are all examples of morally righteous acts that our National Honor Society scholars, inductees, and returning members exhibit. For example, some of the people in this room, specifically new members, have taken the initiative to create and introduce multiple programs at the school, like a Black Student Union, also known as a BSU, and LGBTQ+ safe spaces. These members were adamant about these programs because they concern themselves with bettering the community for themselves and for their peers. In some cases, these programs do not benefit the people who work towards creating them. This emphasizes their true character. Their ability to work towards goals that do not affect them shows that they know how to differentiate right from wrong. They support other people, even when there are no clear gains for them, because they know that their voices are being heard. Another example is when I spoke out about educational disparities at the elementary school level. Even though I am no longer a young child, I have witnessed a great deal of children struggling in school from my tutoring experiences. I decided to voice their concerns and speak on behalf of their best interests in their meetings and school, just general and elementary schools. NHS members use their voices to support groups that need help, and this advocacy defines our character. Many times, moral composition shines through when you face mountains that are simply too big to move. There will be problems you cannot solve. In your life, you will find that there are times you cannot reach your goals. No matter how hard you try, how hard you work, or how much effort you put forward, you will fail. And that's okay. In the infamous story, Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, losing is just as important as winning. There will be times you will top all of the rest and meet all of your goals, but there are times where you don't, because sometimes you won't. Just because you fail doesn't mean your life is over. Adult and child alike, this story teaches us that failure is a normal part of life. It's common, it's even expected. Even if you don't receive the highest grade, the best class rank, a spot on the varsity team, your dream job, or a promotion, it is important to bounce back. How you respond when, not if, you come face to face with failure judges your true character. Out of all of the things we have control over in our life, our reaction is the most important. Your reaction to personal shortcomings will dictate your strength and ability to persevere. Are you the type of person to get angry, spiteful, petty, or even downright envious when you do not get your way in life? Or do you grow stronger, more motivated, and smarter to work hard and achieve your goals? People with strong character, like this elite group around me, take the high road, as Ms. Flensky would say. They choose to do what is right and focus on achieving their own goals rather than make excuses or complain about the success of others. The power and confidence to make the right choices and help others around us is what makes the National Honor Society group unique. Our morality speaks for us when we face hardships, and our choices during these times define our character. With that being said, I am glad to have witnessed the growth in mindset within these scholars. They have placed high standards for themselves, and they continue to meet them inside and outside of the classroom. Finally, congratulations to this group of inductees and returning members for all of your achievements and academic achievements. So yeah.
Thank you, Danielle. Our final speaker for the night is Josiah Zeldin. Josiah is a 17-year-old senior here at Lorain High. He plans on graduating with his associate's degree from LCCC along with his diploma from Lorain High. He likely is headed to Kent State University and will major in actuarial studies. This is his second year in the National Honor Society, and he is overjoyed to participate in the program once again for his final year. Throughout his life, Josiah has grown up with the same cast of friends. He has a strong support system composed of people who are always there for him. He appreciates friends and family more than anything because they push him to succeed and accomplish his goals in life. He strives for this success, leading to him waking up every morning ready to overcome any obstacle thrown at him. Scholarship will be the topic of Josiah's speech.
Yeah, Josiah.
Hello, everyone. Before I begin, I would like to thank you all for coming out to celebrate the academic success that we students have achieved. Without the help of the many family members and friends in the crowd right now, we may not have made it this far. So I thank you all for coming. I would also like to thank my mom, my brother, and my friends for always being there for me. You guys mean the world to me. Without further ado, I will now explain what scholarship is in my eyes. As I stand here at this podium, I think to myself about how I got here. I've had a lot of setbacks and issues that I've had to persevere through to be at this point in my life. I'm roughly 6 months away from finally graduating and finishing what I've been working on for 12 years. I'm extremely excited about this, but without finishing my journey through college, I won't complete my goal of acquiring my bachelor's degree in actuary mathematics. My hope for success motivates me to push and stay focused on being a scholar. Scholarship is more than just coming to school every day in order to pass. To be a scholar, you have to come to school trying to exceed the expectation of just passing. You have to build your future, and that can be done in many ways. Involving yourself in your school is one major way to show your scholarship. You can be more involved with your school by joining clubs, participating in food drives, or even just taking part in after-school activities. Trying to be a scholarly student can be extremely difficult, though. You'll have to skip out on having fun with friends many times, but that's the sacrifice you've got to make. You can hang out with your friends any day of the week, but I know from personal experience that you can't retake a math test that you got a 55% on. You have to push yourself many times to stay on track towards success. We all have our own issues that we go through, but even while dealing with these issues, it is important to stay on track. You create your own path to success, and you may do what you want with that. In school, learning is more than just listening. What I mean by this is that in order to succeed in school, you cannot just listen and absorb information. To succeed, you have to comprehend and you have to understand what it is that you're learning about. I only really learned about comprehension this year. After the COVID year, my brain had not been used nearly as much as it was used for the school years before. This affected my body as well, as I was so used to being at home. Both of these problems colliding led to a learning slump for me, and I was struggling to get back on track with school when we got back into it. I worked on getting out of this slump, and I learned what I had to do. Instead of just solving something like a math problem, I instead tried to understand what the problem was actually asking. Once understanding what the problem is asking and what needs to be solved, is smooth sailing from there. All of this may be important to being a scholar, but there's one thing that stands taller, that all students must learn. In order to do something like comprehend a question, you've got to actually learn about what you're comprehending. The best way to do this is by using all the services that your school provides. Going to programs such as tutoring will greatly benefit you in any class that is causing you to struggle. Talking one-on-one with the teacher is a completely different learning experience that lets the teacher know exactly what you're struggling with. I wouldn't even be in this program without tutoring in all honesty. You can't be scared to ask questions. What is a teacher even there for if not to ask questions to them? Teachers get paid to teach. So if you're going to be a scholarly student, use the teacher smarts to your benefits. Putting all of the topics discussed today into your own school life will directly correlate to raising your grades, along with bettering how college sees you. You build your own future with the time and effort that you put in right now. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and I hope that at least one of you in the crowd learned something from what I've said today.
A special thanks goes out to everyone who helped tonight's ceremony, on which includes Mr. Killian, Mr. Pappas, Mr. Owen, Ms. Dahlhausen, and the Culinary Arts Department for preparing the refreshments for tonight, Mr. Bach in Lorain City Schools TV 20, Mr. Timothy Civic in Lorain High Orchestra, and the entire custodial staff for making this evening even possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the cafeteria for refreshments. National Honor Society, please rise as the ceremony concludes. Take with you the pride, prestige that goes with being a member of the National Honor Society.